모든 경기장 도시락.
All right, guys, I'm going to let Cat's Pajamas do this one. Just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, we're both doing it tonight. That was a high five if it didn't come over the mic. Here at the 12 o'clock position on Terminus, we have our blue Protoss player from the team Prime. That is Creator. And his opponent, the destroyer of Team Prime in the last series. It is NSHoSeo's.Jjakji, a Code S champion. This guy has been playing pretty excellently so far.
Yep. Shout out as well to apparently a gym craft going on in Gisborne, Australia at
Really?
Ripped or Dimyrin? I don't understand the name of the
Get
gym.
Ripped or Dimyrin Gym is what I'm going to say. So to our Aussie friends that are watching, we appreciate it very much. And if we just butcher those pronunciations.
Maybe Myron isn't short for admiring. Because if you get in shape at a gym, people are going to admire how you look, right?
Get ripped or die Myron.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Well, Joseph
I think we're getting laughed at by people in the gym in Australia right now.
That's true. Oh,
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well,
yeah.
One of these players is not going to be laughing at the end of this game.
No, and they, like you said before, they have met once in this set, or I guess in the previous best of 9, but in the grand finals once already. And Creator did go down there. It was a game on Darkness Falls. Creator tried to execute a very large, a very big strategy once again. He actually led off with Blink Stalkers,
yeah,
though.
that was the thing. He tried that Blink Stalker aggression. I've never been a fan of Blink Stalkers in PvT. I just think it's too easily stopped by just straight-up standard play. And Creator.Prime, he looked uncomfortable while he was doing it, too, honestly. I mean, he's stuck on one style for so long that whenever he tries something else, unfortunately, I love Creator.Prime, but it just looks kind of awkward.
Yeah.
You can tell he just doesn't have enough experience in it. So I think he picked a nice big map this time. He's going to go for his standard style. He's going Nexus first here, and I think we're going to see a very safe, very upgrades-heavy style from Creator.Prime.
Creator.Prime, it is Creator.Prime, yes.
Creator.Prime time.
Yes. Prime time. It's Prime time. What time is it?
There's no more Maka Prime time because Maka's not on Prime. Now it's Creator.Prime time.
That's true.
Yep.
Maka Rex lives on, though. What, is he Isahara
right.
Maka
Isahara,
now still?
Yeah, he's on Isahara now.
I believe so.
Isahara Maka.
All right, second barracks coming up for Jjakji, so he is going to lead off with that 2-Rax build, actually starting Tech Lab first this go-round.
Yep. Well, this is going to be interesting. I think we're going to see a Reaper coming out here for Jjakji, although, yeah, there's Reaper. Okay, I was going to say, but Marauder expands are quite popular as well on Terminus, and he will be following this up with Marauders, getting that concussive shell upgrade as well. It's a long way to walk, but it does keep you safe against things like Zealots that traverse their way across the map, which are surprisingly common. Oh, I like that Marine placement, actually, to deny scouting. That's a nice little choke to catch that probe on.
What does Creator do when he can't have Calm Before the Storm? He picks a gigantic map instead as well. Yes. And I hope you guys have had a chance to look at the IPL 4 map pool. It's actually changed significantly. It's down to just about 7 maps, and Terminus, unfortunately, did not make the cut. Neither did Shattered Temple or Shakur's Plateau or Darkness Falls.
It's been a while. It's time for some new blood as far as maps go, so nothing wrong with that. Well, Reaper does take out that scouting probe, so yeah, no information early on for Creator.Prime. So I would imagine we are going to see him get a robo fairly quickly here, just for the sole reason that he doesn't really know what's going on in his opponent's base, other than the fact that there's a Reaper out there, which does probably suggest a Marauder expand, but he doesn't know.
And look at this. Jjakji actually finished up a 3rd Rax as well. So 3 barracks play. We'll see what upgrade he goes into next, but he's already making his way out with a couple of units.
It's a Tal'Darim Altar build that he used to take out OGS Oz. I mean, FXO Oz.
Yes.
Whoa, sudden team change.
No, we don't have that sort of insider information.
No, yeah, it's FXO Oz. Hopefully we'll be FXO for quite a while.
Yes.
Yep, FXO Oz. And it worked quite well against him. I mean, the thing is, if you go Nexus first, and Oz did that game as well, it hits at a timing where you just don't have a lot of units. And it's another wide choke into the natural, fairly wide anyway. Oh, and if he gets this Stalker here, that is just going to be absolutely perfect. Doesn't even lose a unit.
Yeah.
That is big. And he's not showing his other units, too. So this is looking very deadly for Creator.Prime. I think we might see a 3-3 here.
Oh, and Jjakji was actually pretty badly supply blocked there for a while, so yeah, they put down 3 supply depots at the same time.
that does happen actually to pros who do this build fairly consistently. I've noticed is that they're so used to handling supply depot timing with lower numbers of barracks that when they jump up to 3 like this, it does surprise you once in a while just how fast your supply goes up. So it's embarrassing, but it does happen every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, he was sitting at 53 supply now at the 7-minute mark, so it's pretty remarkable how quickly that actually goes up.
That's actually the exact timing that it would normally hit, 7 minutes 50 supply. That's a typical thing. Oh, he's bringing SCVs. This is actually 2 more SCVs than he brought with the last one. He went 3 SCVs against Oz, and he's actually bringing 5 this time. Interesting. I think that's because of that supply block. He's a little bit lower on supply, so he needs a little bit more of a buffer, really. He also likes to build bunkers with this, too. Yeah, there's a bunker going down, so it's going to be interesting.
All right, well, that SCV, he's already starting constructing. A bunch of pros are being pulled off the line right now, and we'll see if he has enough. He is tearing through a lot of workers for Creator. More units being pulled off now. Creator does stop the bunker from being constructed initially. More SCVs making their way out. A couple of Zealots are still sticking around as well. Both are about to go down, though, but Creator, he's holding this. Jakji's getting pushed back.
He is, but he's losing a lot of probes doing it, too, but he certainly will hold this, and he's going to open himself up to a timing for a possible counterattack as well.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to see. He's probably just going to go home and continue. No, he's going for it. All right. Well, he might not go all the way, but this is a dangerous situation for Jakji. This is what happens when your 3 racks doesn't work, man. You usually just die to a counterattack right away.
Oh, my God. Jakji, he's killed 17 workers, but his opponent is still up by 10 due to 2 bases and Chrono Boost.
Chrono Boost.
And Creator.Prime, you cannot make his day more than basically telling him, oh, it's okay. Yeah. Why don't you go back home and macro?
And that's exactly what he'll do. All right. So Creator.Prime, I was going to say, yeah, I was going to be surprised if he was going to try to counterattack right there. I mean, you can absolutely try to counterattack, but obviously it's safer to do what Creator.Prime is doing. We have a command center on the way now for Jakji. You can just kind of cut out a production cycle from your barracks and get the minerals for the command center when you do this, but it's so slow. You know, obviously he's going to have that command center very, very late here, so he will be behind for a little while. He'll still have a decent army, though, which is going to be pretty nice for him.
All right. Well, he's sitting on 29 workers now, continuing to produce them, so we'll be able to saturate a second base as fast as possible, but of course, Creator now sitting on 44 workers, continuing to produce those as quick as possible, moving into Double Forge, trying to take a 3rd base. I'm sure Creator is just clapping his hands with glee.
Yeah, absolutely. Or his feet. Because he's playing StarCraft.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yes.
Yep, clap his feet.
I just have this weird image of Creator now clapping with his feet.
He's probably got the APM to just like clap and then macro, clap, macro.
Yeah.
Do that.
So it would sound very rhythmic.
Yep.
That didn't come across the mic at all, but I did it.
I think so.
I did it.
You did.
All right, so let's see here.
That's what clap macro looks like, I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go.
All right, well, we have Jakji putting down his next orbital command, and he is moving up to medevacs now, but of course it's going to be way, way behind in upgrades, and that is Creator.Prime's specialty.
Yep.
One of those observers does get picked off, though.
Now, here is what Creator.Prime will need to worry about, though. One of Creator.Prime's big flaws is that he only likes to go for that late game situation. He only wants to move out after he gets maxed out at 200-200. And if he waits for that, Jakji is going to catch up. He might not have the upgrades that Creator will have, but he will have a very strong army at that point. And in late game TVP, in a lot of cases, whoever engages better wins. And Creator's problem is engaging armies in late game TVP. He's great at macroing, but sometimes he kind of falters in that regard. So if he does wait for 200-200, like we see him do so often, he may be giving Jakji exactly what he needs to come out and win this game.
You know, I mean, especially once you get to that stage as well, Storms and EMPs don't really care what sort of upgrades you have anyway, and a lot of times it's just dictated by how good your control is there. So, yeah. Jakji going to try and drop now, make his way around the left-hand side of the map. I don't believe this observer picked up on that, though, so this should go relatively undetected. But Creator trying to go to another base. He's got 400 minerals, and wait, nope, decided to start more upgrades. Of course, it is Creator.
Yep, upgrades are slightly more of a priority here. It's interesting, though, because we do notice that Creator's not spreading things out. You know, he's not like sending a probe to popular drop paths or anything like that. He's just kind of sitting in his base. He's just playing sort of turtley Protoss macro style here, like he often does. Here comes the drop from Jakji.
Yeah.
He's going to try to put some pressure on with some multitasking.
At the same time, he has a pretty big army that could move through the front as well. No upgrades up for Jakji at all, and he actually just picks right up and moves away.
Oh, okay. All right, leaves a Marine there. does manage to pull his opponent's army back, though, but it doesn't look like he's going to run into the natural or anything like that.
No, he's just backing his way around the back of the map. A lot of open space out there, of course.
Here's what he might have been trying to do here. If you do pull their army back to the natural and they kind of sit there for a little bit too long, you can drop their main and kill off important buildings. In TVP, a lot of times it's better to go for the forges, going upgrades, the Twilight Councils, things like that, rather than just strictly probes, just because you can front and boost them out so quickly that the value of killing probes isn't quite as high in TVP as it is in other matchups. And just trying to find a place to kind of drop and do some damage at this point now, because he's not going to get that opportunity like he wants to kill production buildings, it looks like.
No,
or
not at
tech
all.
buildings, rather.
He's just going to have to play straight at macro now. Creator's been doing an effective job of that. Jakji is moving to a third base, though, at about the same time as his opponent, so it's not going to come all that much later. But we can see, look at this. Creator, he's almost done with 2-2. Jakji just starting 1-1.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, his upgrades are going to be behind this game. There's really nothing he can do about that. He knows it. He's going to try to continue to drop here. That's not going to work. Ooh,
no.
That didn't work at all.
Nope.
Drop in the third base, though. Might. No way. Not with that amount of zealots.
No, Creator,
Sorry,
he is.
Jakji.
I mean, Creator's just taking stock of what can kill me now, and it's drops, it's multitasking, it's pulling his army to pieces, and he is not going to let it happen at all. Jakji takes another huge hit in supply.
Yeah, you know, I think the decision to go 3 barracks, while unique, was a little bit unadvised, just because, or ill-advised rather, because Terminus is just a little bit too big of a map, I think, to make that work in a lot of cases. Creator.Prime did defend that brilliantly, but at the same time, it's definitely a longer walk distance for this than it is on Tal'Dorei and Alter.
Could we see the Terran Juggernaut go down? Creator's looking pretty good right now. All right, so let's take a look around. Both players have 3 pretty well saturated bases, 55 SCVs to 68 probes, and Jakji, man, loading up with another big drop, moving over to the left-hand side of the map, and he's way behind in upgrades now. His infrastructure is not incredible, we'll just say it that way. He's been essentially producing off of 3 barracks this entire time.
Yep, you get stuck on that for quite a while in this situation. Just kind of is one of the realities of where he's at. He's doing the best he can, you know. I mean, he's doing everything he should be, trying to drop and do damage, kind of get those little chunks taken out of his opponent to get that, not necessarily lead back, to at least even things up a little bit here. And Creator.Prime has to know there's drops coming because he sees the army right there and he knows it's a little bit smaller than it should be. Either that or he feels like very confident about it now, one of the two. But
Warped and Templar right. Oh, I was waiting for it.
This drop is really either going to make or break Jakji if he decides to go through with it. Either he's going to do a lot of damage, even things up, or he's going to lose it and just be so far behind that it's going to be nearly impossible to catch up. So those 3 medevacs, I feel like the hopes and dreams of NSHoSeo rest in those 3 medevacs right there.
Well, Creator, he actually has a 2/3 shot at killing a medevac outright. And, Jakji, turning around now. Creator taking a 4th base. He has maxed. He has a very well upgraded army. 3-3 is just finishing up. And Jakji, man, he's almost maxed himself, but...
You can see he turned around with those 3 medevacs. He knows just how important those units are, and those 3 medevacs are. That supply is supply he can't afford to lose frivolously. He needs to bring it back. And, actually, might decide to still do some dropping. Does he know that Creator.Prime's army is out on the map?
I don't know. Well, yeah, he has to now, actually.
I'm sure he knows now,
Marine just died right there up at the front, so he's trying to retreat back home. He wants a defensive position. These Ghosts do not have EMP ready, though, and EMPs through a little choke point right there would be so effective, but it just won't be done.
Here we go. Is the Juggernaut Terran going to be taken down? Creator.Prime coming in with the best army you can hope for in this case.
He's moving to the back. Blinkstalker's jumping up to the high ground there. The Vikings starting to pick away at the Colossi, but they're not doing enough damage. And Jakji, he does crush through the front line of Zealots. There's still a lot of units left. But, you know, Creator is remaxing very, very quickly and sending units back out at his opponent. And even though he got his army cleaned up, it's up by 50 supply.
GG.
There's a GG. Jakji is out. Jakji is down. And Creator has put Prime just 1 game away from taking the championship.